What you drink in the first hour of your day could be quietly destroying your cardiovascular health or actively protecting it. Most people with high blood pressure never hear this. Today I am covering the 3 morning drinks that research from major medical institutions has confirmed can meaningfully lower blood pressure, sometimes within just a few hours. I'm Dr. Mandy Thomas. What makes this different from other blood pressure videos is that we are not just covering what to drink. We are covering why, how, when, and how much, because these 3 drinks only work when you use them correctly. The wrong preparation, the wrong timing, the wrong dose, and you get nothing. By the end of this video, you will have a complete protocol you can start tomorrow morning. Drop a comment below. Do you currently use any natural strategies for your blood pressure? I read everyone. But before drink number 1, the most potent of the 3, the one that some clinical trials have shown producing reductions comparable to certain medications within hours, I want to tell you about a patient because his story is the perfect illustration of doing almost everything right and getting nothing, simply because of one missing detail. He was 71, a retired postal worker, with readings consistently around 138/88. His doctor was nudging him toward medication. He pushed back and wanted to try natural approaches first. He committed to green tea, 3 cups a day, every single day, for 6 weeks. He was disciplined. After 6 weeks, his blood pressure was exactly the same. He was ready to call natural remedies a complete waste of time. When I asked him one question, when are you drinking it and how are you preparing it? His answer told me everything. He was drinking it at random times, sometimes with food, sometimes without, steeping it anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes in water that was usually close to boiling. He was not doing anything obviously wrong, but he was missing the specific protocols that the research shows actually produce results. Which brings us to drink 3. Drink 3, green tea. The research is more impressive than the general health conversation around green tea suggests. A systematic review published in 2023 that pooled data from multiple clinical trials found that daily green tea consumption reduced systolic blood pressure by nearly 3 millimeters of mercury and diastolic by just under 1 millimeter. A 3 millimeter reduction in systolic pressure translates at a population level to a 6% reduction in stroke risk and a 4% reduction in coronary heart disease risk. The mechanism is well understood. Green tea contains compounds called catechins. The most potent is epigallocatechin gallate, or EGCG. This compound activates potassium channels in the smooth muscle cells lining your blood vessels. When those channels open, the cells relax, the vessels dilate, and pressure drops. Green tea also improves endothelial function. Your endothelium is the thin cellular lining inside your blood vessels, and when healthy, it produces nitric oxide, a molecule that keeps vessels flexible, responsive, and properly dilated. The protocol matters. Steep in water between 160 and 180 degrees Fahrenheit, not boiling. Boiling water degrades the catechins. Steep for 3 to 5 minutes consistently. Drink it first thing in the morning on a relatively empty stomach before blood pressure enters its natural daytime rise. When my patient changed just those variables, keeping everything else identical, his blood pressure dropped 10 points systolic and 6 points diastolic in 3 weeks. Same tea, different protocol, completely different results. 1 cup in the morning is a solid start. 2 cups, if you tolerate caffeine well, is better. The non-negotiable is consistency. Same time, same preparation, every day. Now let me introduce you to drink 2. And this one operates through mechanisms that surprised me when I first reviewed the research. Drink 2, hibiscus tea. I had a patient, 68 years old, diabetic, blood pressure consistently around 150/92, already on 2 medications with her doctor considering a third. She asked if there was anything she could add naturally. I told her about hibiscus tea. She was skeptical, but agreed to try it for a month. Every morning before breakfast, she drank 8 ounces, 1 cup, no other changes to medications, diet, or activity. After 4 weeks, her morning readings were averaging 138/84, 12 points down systolic, 8 points down diastolic. Her prescribing physician was genuinely surprised. The same medications that had been only partially controlling her blood pressure were now working effectively. The clinical evidence for hibiscus is some of the most consistent I have seen in natural cardiovascular intervention literature. A 2019 clinical trial focused on patients with stage 1 hypertension found that 2 cups of hibiscus tea daily produced an average reduction of 7.4 millimeters systolic and 6.7 millimeters diastolic after just 1 month. Multiple systematic reviews have confirmed it. What makes hibiscus particularly impressive is that it works through 3 distinct mechanisms simultaneously. First, the anthocyanins, the same antioxidant compounds that give deep-colored berries their pigment, act as natural ACE inhibitors. ACE stands for angiotensin-converting enzyme, a substance that causes blood vessels to constrict. Blocking it is the mechanism of action for an entire class of blood pressure medications. Hibiscus does something biologically similar through natural compounds. Second, hibiscus stimulates endothelial cells to release nitric oxide, triggering the same relaxation and dilation response, but through a different upstream pathway than green tea. Third, hibiscus has a mild measurable diuretic effect, helping the kidneys excrete slightly more sodium and water, which reduces blood volume and consequently reduces pressure on arterial walls. 3 mechanisms, 1 beverage, working simultaneously. For preparation, use actual dried hibiscus flowers or high-quality tea bags. Steep in boiling water for at least 5 minutes, ideally closer to 10. The tea should be deeply red and noticeably tart. If it tastes mild, it is too weak and will not deliver the full anthocyanin content. 1 cup before breakfast, 1 cup before dinner. Honey is fine if you need it. Avoid adding sugar, which can negate some of the cardiovascular benefit. Now I want to pause here. Every week I break down one cardiovascular topic that directly affects heart health after 60. Subscribe right now and turn on notifications if you want science-based guidance you can actually use. And share this today with a senior you care about who is managing blood pressure. Drink number 1 is the most powerful on this list, and most people have never been told about it. Drink 1. Beetroot juice. A patient of mine, 74, a retired engineer, blood pressure resistant to treatment for years at around 155/95, despite being on 3 different medications. His cardiologist had tried various combinations without success. He had read something about beetroot juice and brought it to her attention. She was familiar with the research and agreed to try it with careful monitoring. He started drinking 8 ounces every morning, 30 minutes before breakfast. Changed nothing else. Same medications, same doses, same timing. Within 1 week, his readings were already at 145/88. 2 weeks in, 138/84. By the end of 4 weeks, he was consistently reading 132/80. A 23-point drop in systolic, a 15-point drop in diastolic. On the same medications he had been on before. The only variable was the morning drink. Beetroot is extraordinarily high in dietary nitrate, and this is completely different from the nitrates added to processed meats. When you drink beetroot juice, bacteria naturally living on the surface of your tongue convert nitrate to nitrite. In your stomach and bloodstream, that nitrite gets converted to nitric oxide, and nitric oxide signals the smooth muscle cells in your arterial walls to relax. The arteries dilate. Blood moves through with less resistance. Your heart does not have to generate as much pressure. Blood pressure falls. What makes beetroot particularly special compared to other high-nitrate vegetables is the presence of additional compounds called betalains, powerful antioxidants that appear to enhance the efficiency of the nitrate to nitric oxide conversion pathway. A 2018 systematic review analyzed 11 randomized controlled trials with over 300 participants and reached a clear conclusion. Beetroot juice supplementation significantly and consistently reduces blood pressure. Some individual studies showed drops exceeding 10 millimeters of mercury in systolic pressure, with effects beginning within 2 to 3 hours of consumption and lasting up to 24 hours. One trial using 250 milliliters, about 8 ounces, measured an average systolic drop of 10.4 millimeters and diastolic drop of 8.1 millimeters. Those are numbers that would be considered meaningful results for a pharmaceutical intervention. Another study examined patients on medication who were still not adequately controlled, almost identical to my patient's situation. Adding beetroot juice produced an average additional reduction of 7.7 millimeters systolic and 5.2 millimeters diastolic over 4 weeks. For preparation, fresh pressed is ideal. Peel, chop, and juice fresh beets, then refrigerate and use within 48 hours. Bottled beetroot juice from health food stores works fine, but read the label carefully. It should be 100% beet juice with no added sugar and no added fruit juices. Apple juice is commonly added to improve taste, but dilutes the nitrate concentration and reduces the blood pressure benefit. The optimal dose is 250 to 500 milliliters, 8 to 16 ounces. Start at 8 ounces. Drink it 30 to 60 minutes before breakfast, before your blood pressure begins its natural morning rise. One practical note, beetroot juice will turn your urine and sometimes your stool a pinkish or reddish color. This is completely harmless, just the betulin pigments passing through. If you are not expecting it, it can be alarming. Now you are expecting it. If you are on nitrate-based cardiac medications like nitroglycerin, speak with your doctor before adding beetroot juice. For the vast majority of people, it is safe, well-tolerated, and the most powerful natural blood pressure intervention on this list. The complete morning protocol. If you are starting from scratch, begin with beetroot juice alone. 8 ounces every morning, 30 minutes before breakfast for 4 weeks. Monitor morning and evening. Log every reading. Look for trends over 2 to 4 weeks, not day-to-day fluctuations. Once that habit is established, add hibiscus tea in the evening before dinner. The mechanisms are different enough from beetroot that you are getting genuinely additive benefits. Use green tea as your daily baseline. 1 cup every morning with or just after breakfast for consistent endothelial support that compounds over time. The full protocol. 30 minutes before breakfast, 8 ounces of beetroot juice. With or after breakfast, 1 cup of properly prepared green tea. Before dinner, 1 cup of hibiscus tea. 3 different mechanisms operating at 3 different points in your day, providing cardiovascular coverage throughout your body's daily cycle. Consistency beats perfection. It is far better to drink one of these reliably every single day than to attempt all 3 sporadically. The 5 most common mistakes. 1. Expecting results in 3 days and quitting. Beetroot juice can show effects within hours, but sustained improvement comes from weeks of consistent use. Give any of these drinks a minimum of 2 to 4 weeks before evaluating. 2. Using low-quality products. Old tea bags with degraded catechins, pasteurized juices with reduced nitrate content, hibiscus teas that are mostly filler. These do not produce the results the research demonstrates. Quality matters. 3. Treating these drinks as a complete solution. They are powerful additions to a cardiovascular health strategy. They are not substitutes for dietary improvement, physical activity, stress management, adequate sleep, or medically prescribed treatment. 4. Failing to monitor. Use a good home blood pressure monitor and log your readings consistently. This data protects you and helps your doctor make informed decisions. 5. Not telling your doctor. Your physician needs to know what you are doing, especially if you are on blood pressure medication. Be transparent and let your medical team help you interpret your numbers. One important note. Everything in this video is meant to complement, not replace, the guidance of your physician. If you have kidney disease or are on medications that affect potassium or fluid balance, speak with your doctor before making changes to your routine. I've put together a free morning drinks protocol for blood pressure, a 1-page guide listing all 3 drinks, the correct preparation for each, and the optimal timing. Print it and keep it in your kitchen. The link is in the description. I created this for my clinic patients, and it is available here for now. Drop a comment below. Which of these 3 drinks are you going to start with? I read every one. Subscribe if you haven't. Share this with a senior you care about who is managing blood pressure. This protocol could genuinely change what happens to their readings starting tomorrow morning. Next video, the 7 drinks you should never have before bed, and why some of them are undoing everything your medication is trying to do while you sleep. I'll see you there. This video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute medical advice. Always consult your healthcare provider before making significant changes to your diet or routine, especially if you are on blood pressure medications or have kidney disease.